Hello, Girl Scouts. This is Melissa with Konjo. I'm going to give it just a few moments because I know it takes a little while to post everywhere to announce that we're going live. But on behalf of Konjo, which is my company, a kids yoga company here in Duluth, and on behalf of Girl Scouts of Minnesota and Wisconsin, Lakes and Pines, welcome. This is our live video, which is our Girl Scouts Love Yoga virtual program happening every Tuesday at 4 p.m. I just want to give a big shout out to, I'll call her my partner in crime, but my partner with Girl Scouts, Hannah, who's really been a champion to doing this program, and thanks, Hannah, for making this happen for all the Girl Scouts. So hello and welcome. If you are following this live on Konjo and you leave a comment, I'll be able to see what you say. If you leave a comment on the Girl Scouts of Minnesota and Wisconsin Lakes and Pines, if you're watching from their page, Hannah will be on those comments and be able to help you out if you have any issues. But hello and welcome. So for today's class, it's going to run around 25 minutes or so. I'm going to really try to get us wrapped up before 4:30. We're going to have some yoga time together. We are also going to have some relaxation at the end. We always do that to end class. And then I'm going to leave a little bit of time this week to have some announcements, some ability to chat back and forth, and have a little bit of community time at the end for all of us, because I think we're all kind of missing that. So with that, let's get going with today's theme. So our theme for today is mindfulness. And with that, we're going to just notice our hearts and our bodies today. So we'll talk about that in a moment. But let's first welcome ourselves to yoga class and take a moment to kind of settle in. So I like to always start class with doing some breath. It's a good way to notice our bodies, notice how we're doing. And the breath we're going to do today is ocean breath, which is a great breath to help let go of emotions that we don't want. Since we're going to be talking about our hearts and our emotions, I figured let's do ocean breath and maybe let go of stuff that we don't want to bring with us into class, okay? So wherever you're at, I know you can't see my seat, but that's okay. Just sit somewhere where you're nice and comfortable. And be in a place where you can sit up maybe a little bit straighter so you're able really to access your breath. And we're going to take breaths in through our nose and then out through our mouth. We're going to go so it sounds kind of like ocean waves, okay? So you ready to do this with me? We're going to take a big breath in through our nose. Good. In through the nose again. Good. Go ahead and do your own ocean breath. Let's do it 3 more times. Do it at your own pace. And when you're done, just wait if you're a little bit quicker than me, or if you're longer than me, I'll wait for you, okay? So let's go ahead 3 more times for our own ocean. Let your third one be the biggest one yet. Good. So for today's theme, we're going to talk about the difference between emotions and sensations. So sensations are physical. They're in our body, what we feel. Maybe take a moment and think in your head what sort of sensations you're feeling. Here's some examples. Maybe you're feeling hot. Maybe you're feeling cold. Maybe you're achy. Maybe you're tense. Those are different sensations that we as humans feel in our body. So then the second question is, what are emotions? So emotions are feelings, and I put my hand by my heart because I always think of emotions being in the heart, but emotions are feelings. They usually arise or come about because of a situation, right? Something happens and an emotion rises up in us. So what are some emotions that maybe you're feeling right now? Or just in general, what are some emotions? There's happy, sad, scared, annoyed. There's all these different emotions, right? So for today when we do class, and I'm going to move back to my mat in just a moment and start leading us in some yoga poses and movement, I encourage you to just notice your sensations in your body. So notice how your body is feeling and be mindful of that. And then also notice your emotions. What are you feeling? What's kind of coming out? See if you can be mindful of it, and see if it's uncomfortable. Is that a good uncomfortable? Can you go a little bit longer? So I'm going to just talk about sensation for one more moment. And there is a sensation that happens in your body when you start doing movement and exercise. That is the edge. It's where you start to feel the stretch and the tension. So I encourage you today in class, there's going to be moments where we're going to hold poses a little bit more. Notice if it's your edge. If it's going to a painful point, don't ever be in pain, okay? So you get to notice that for your own body and see if you need to adjust, or see if maybe you want to live in that discomfort for a little bit and see how that feels. And then the situation might bring out some emotions, and just notice that. And we'll have time at the end of class to talk about that. So with that, let's get going. So go ahead and find your spot that you're going to be able to move around. So I have a yoga mat today, and you do not need a yoga mat to do your class, but you can do it if you want. And I'm realizing that my head might be cut off a little bit, but we're just going to go with it. So I apologize if the video is not perfect, but that's okay. So let's go ahead and we're going to warm up. So we're actually going to come right down onto the ground, and we're going to come into what is a yoga push-up position. Okay, and then we're going to bring one leg forward like a lunge, and we're going to do some yoga hops. So for a yoga hop, all we're going to do is we're going to switch our legs, and we're going to hop. So one leg goes forward, one leg goes back. So that's one hop. Let's do it again. 2 hop. Let's do it again. 3 hop. Let's do it again. 4 hop. Let's do it again. 5 hop. Let's do it again. 6 hop. Let's do it again. We're going to go all the way to 10. So if you're at 6, here we go. 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, good job. Come down to your knees. Notice how you fought in your body. Was that a good sensation? Was 10 too much? Too little? Let's go ahead and notice our breath. So we're going to come into rock pose. This is my kitty cat Oscar. He wants to do some yoga with us. Let's come into rock pose. So our toes come together. Our knees can come a little bit wider if you like, but figure out for your body where you want your knees. And then our arms are going to come forward for an extended rock. Our forehead is going to go to the mat. And we're going to do ocean breath one time here. So in through our nose. Good. From here, we're going to come up on our hands and knees. We're going to tuck our toes. And we're going to go right into down dog. So our bums are going to come up and back. So it looks like we're making a triangle with our bottom on top. If you'd like to, we're going to hold this for a moment and see what that feels like. But you can always bend your knee and kind of walk your dog. If you'd like to play with it, you can lift your leg like you're peeing on a fire hydrant. But go ahead and hold that. We're going to see if we can hold it for 3, 2, 1. Good. Go ahead and look towards your hands. And we're going to come to a forward fold. And this is going to be a ragdoll. So with our ragdoll, our legs can come a little bit wider apart. Our head is going to be heavy. Our hands are going to be heavy. And if you would like, you can cross your hands to the opposite elbow and just let your upper body be heavy. You invite some movement into this. I encourage you to bend your knees to kind of release your back, some tension there. And just notice, how does your body feel? What are those sensations? And notice if any emotion has come up for you. Nice. We're going to come out of our ragdoll. So we're going to have our chin go towards our chest, and we're slowly going to rise all the way up to standing. Good. This is our mountain pose. We're going to come straight from our mountain into star pose. So our legs are going to come a little bit wide. Our toes are going to point out a little bit at a little angle. And our arms are going to come up for our 5 points of our star. We're going to stand up nice and tall. Our star can come up higher if you'd like. Take a moment to feel your star. We're going to hold this, and I'm going to count us down, and just notice your sensation as you hold whatever pose you got to, okay? So here we go from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. We're going to go right into Warrior 2. So for Warrior 2, we're going to have one leg, foot point this way. The other one is going to put like this. So it's kind of like opposites, but not quite. They're not parallel, they're perpendicular. All right, and then our arms are going to come out nice and strong, and we're going to bend in that front knee. And we're going to do a strong warrior today. So if you would like to get your warrior muscles out, we're going to hold this, but you can go ahead and kiss your muscles. Give them a little bit of encouragement. You can keep here if that feels good, or your hands can come out. And we're going to hold this for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, good job. Come back into star pose to release. You can get some wiggles out if you want. And we're going to go straight into the other side. So go ahead and turn that other foot. Remember, it goes this way, and then your back foot goes like this. Good. We're going to bend in that front leg. And again, our arms come out nice and strong. If you'd like to give your muscles a little bit of encouragement, go ahead and get those muscles out. Give them some kisses. Hold it strong for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Our arms are going to come out. And now, to get a little release, we're going to do a folded star. So we're going to put our feet back how they were for that star pose. And if you want, they can go out to the side, or you can have them be parallel. But we're going to forward fold. So for my forward fold, I like them parallel, but you do what feels a better sensation in your body. Our hands are going to come towards our hips, and we're going to hinge forward at the waist. And then we're going to let our heads be heavy. Our arms can be heavy. And you can play here. We're going to hold this. I'm going to count in my head down for 5. But you can hold this, and you can play with where you want your arms are. Okay? But just relax. Good. Let's go ahead, and we're going to look towards the ground. We're going to bring our hands back towards our hips. And we're slowly going to come all the way to rise. Our release is going to be back into that mountain pose. Nice. Go ahead and roll your shoulders if you like. Get some wiggles out. We're going to go into a balancing pose now to notice how we're feeling and how our balance is doing. So you can pick whichever leg that you would like to start on. But we're going to start tree pose. So pick one leg that is going to be your leg to start on. And that leg, imagine that foot going down into the earth and having roots go out underneath it. So it's nice and firm and strong like your tree trunk. Your other foot, you can have just kickstand out and rest it lightly against your ankle. Your hands can come by your heart. And I encourage you just to notice your balance. Notice the sensations in your body. If you'd like to play with your balance here, you can try to grow your tree, be a silly tree. You can also lift your foot off the floor and raise it any amount on your leg. Just be careful if you raise it to not have it go right over your knee and make you get all wobbly, okay? And wherever you're at, we're gonna hold tree pose and see how it feels. And it's okay if we're wobbly trees. We always have our support to come back to, but we're gonna hold this for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Go ahead and release. Shake that out. See how that feels. And I wonder if any emotions came up for you while you're doing tree pose. Sometimes when I do tree pose, I get really frustrated with myself that my balance isn't as good as I want it to be. But then I practice being kind to myself and saying it's okay. It doesn't matter. Okay, so let's switch other legs. So the other leg, let's go ahead and have ground down. Visualize those tree roots going down and making a really steady trunk for our tree. Our other foot can kickstand. Our hands can come by our heart to feel our balance. And again, from here, we can go ahead and play if we'd like to grow our tree branches, have them be silly or still. Our foot can travel up our leg if we'd like. But wherever we're at, we're going to notice how this feels, and we're going to hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. Good job. We're going to come down to our seats. And we're going to do one more pose that we're going to hold for a moment. And with this pose, we're going to get a little silly and sing a song. But we're going to do boat pose. So for boat pose, we're going to balance on our sit bones. So to get into boat pose, you have your knees point up towards the ceiling. Your hands can come behind your knees and use your hands to pull your chest up and forward. So it's like your heart is shining towards the sky. And you're going to want to try to get a V shape in your body for the balance. So here's our first starting point for our boat pose. If you'd like to play with your balance, you can go ahead and rock back and tip onto your tailbone. And again, find that balance. It helps to have your heart up towards the ceiling to get that nice V shape. Your arms can come out if you want, and you can play with lifting your legs as well. So wherever your boat pose is, we're going to hold it, and we're going to sing row, row, row your boat. Are you ready? Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Let's come out and take a breath. Let's do that one more time and see how it feels to hold boat pose one more time for another song. Here we go. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Go ahead and just relax out of your boat pose wherever you are. Get in a comfortable spot, and we're going to do our relaxation now. So you are welcome to be on your back or your side. You can have your eyes opened or closed. Please just give enough space for who's ever next to you so that they can have their own time. And let's have our attention go inward. So let's use our imagination. And let's go ahead. All you need to do is listen to my voice. You don't need to look at me. And for today's relaxation, we're going to do an exercise called tense and release. It's a way for us to be mindful of our bodies and notice what's happening in them. Close your eyes, breathe, and rest. As if you're falling asleep, let go of all thoughts. Feel your breath. Without changing anything, notice your breathing. Is it fast or slow? Is it loud or quiet? Smooth or jerky? Beginning with your hands, clench your fists. Press your arms tightly into your sides. After about 5 seconds, relax. I'll count it for us. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, relax. Let it go. Let your arms and hands be floppy. Breathe evenly while you are squeezing your muscles. Let's go ahead and move to another part of our body. So let's start next with our face. So notice your face. Go ahead and clench it as tight as you can for about 5 seconds. I'll count us. So squeeze and tighten your face for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and relax. Now notice your stomach and your belly and your lower back. Go ahead and squeeze and clench as tight as you can for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let it go. Let your belly, your back, your stomach, let it be floppy and still. Let's go ahead and notice next our bums. So our buttocks and our legs, our upper back legs, and let's go ahead and squeeze those as tight as we can. Squeeze them for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and relax. Let's go ahead and do all of our legs now, all the way down to our feet and our toes. This is going to be the biggest one yet. So go ahead and squeeze those legs, feet, and toes as tight as you can for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let it go. All right, this is the last tensing. Are you ready? We're going to tense all the muscles at the same time. So go ahead and tense them really, 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 really tight. Hold and relax one last time. Notice if you feel any different. Now notice your breathing. Has it changed? How so? Go ahead and just take a moment and be mindful in your own body, how it's feeling, how are your sensations, and how are your emotions. I'll let you be there for a moment, and then I'll bring you back to the room and back to class. Good. Gently begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Take any final stretches that feel good to you on your back or your side. And when you're ready, come back to a comfortable seated position on the top of your mat. I'm going to go ahead and grab my notebook for our announcements, and we'll end class together, okay? Great. So before we get to announcements, let's go ahead and let's end class, and let's all do ocean breath together one more time. So we're going to sit up in a place where we can be nice and tall. And take a big breath in through our nose. Let it out. And today, let's go ahead and we're going to say a word to each other to end class as a thank you and a way to kind of send some sentiment or goodwill towards everyone who's watching with us. So today we're going to send peace out to all of our fellow Girl Scouts. So we're going to take our hands and we're going to do peace fingers if you'd like to join me in that. And then count of 3, we're all going to say peace together. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, peace. Nice job. Okay, so let's go into announcements. So I do want to say, if you're watching, go ahead and tell me where you're watching from. If you are a Girl Scout troop, go ahead and give your troop number too. We'd love to know. I'll be able to see any comments here on Konjo, and Hannah is going to see any comments for Girl Scouts Lakes and Pines. So go ahead and give a hello. I do want to say hi to, it looks like, Laura and Brianna from troop 3805 all the way in New York. I see you're watching on Konjo. So happy that you're here. We have a few ways for you to keep in touch. So we are going to do this program on Tuesday, so make sure that you're watching our pages. If you want to take a photo and tag us in it and let us know how your yoga class went today, we would love to see that. So just make sure that you tag Konjo and Girl Scout Lakes and Pines. So I wrote down Girl Scouts, just so you know. It's GSMWLP. And then Konjo is Go Konjo, so GOKONJO. But we're a resource here for you. We actually made an email address just for Girl Scouts. So if you had feedback that you wanted to give or class requests, you can email myself, Miss Melissa, and Hannah. And the email is girlscouts@gokonjo.com. girlscouts@gokonjo.com. Let us know what you think. We'll be back next Tuesday. On Thursday, we do have a resource that is for older Girl Scouts, kind of grades 6 through 12. That is a resource that I put out for Girl Scouts that comes out on Thursdays. So look for that post. It'll come from Girl Scouts Lakes and Pines. They'll do a post on Thursday to let you know the lesson for the week or the activity. And I just want to say thank you so much for being here. Leading class last week was one of the highlights of my week, and it brought me so much joy. I hope that it brought you joy into your home as well. And I know in a time where it feels like we're not fully connected, we have to remember that even if we can't see a friend, every time we think of that friend or send them goodwill, we are connected. So I think of you Girl Scouts all the time, and I send you goodwill. I did bring a little show and tell. I was lucky enough to do Girl Scouts at yoga at Girl Scouts, the One World, One Family. I hope I'm saying that name right. I'm pretty sure I am. But your big event in Brainerd. And a Girl Scout gave me a little swap. So this is from Troop 3528, and it was their little pet rock. It told me it needs no food, no water, no mess. So I've been taking care of your rock since then, and I've enjoyed this little friend. So I just want to say thank you. Oh, hi, we see an Ashley from Minnesota. Welcome. I'm so glad your daughter's here. So I'm going to go ahead and end class, but go ahead, leave a comment. We'll be here for a while. Let us know any way that we can help you out. On behalf of myself and Hannah and Girl Scouts, we love you. We hope that you're doing well, and we will see you next week. Have a lovely day and talk more soon.